those who fight, but out to those who cry. Cause the more you cry, is the more your people continue to die.
He emerged in the dusty streets of Kamwokya, rose to fame as the Ghetto president of Uganda's music, and today he stands as the loudest challenger to a man who has ruled this nation for nearly 40 years. Bobi Wine, hero to some, threat to others. But as Uganda prepares for the 2026 elections, the question is louder than ever. Is Bobi Wine formidable enough to defeat President Museveni or even his son General Muhoozi? This is the story of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, from the ghetto to global headlines to the ballot box. Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was born on 12 February 1982 in Nkozi Hospital, central Uganda. He grew up in Kamwokya, one of Kampala's roughest slums, where poverty was a teacher and survival a daily lesson. Education became his lifeline. He studied at Makerere University, where he graduated in music, dance and drama, skills that would later turn him into a national icon. In the early 2000s, Bobi Wine exploded onto Uganda's music scene, but his music was not just about dance and vibes. It was about politics of the street, about hustlers, about survival. Hits like Chiwani and Ghetto gave him the title the Ghetto President.
So when I lie to the world, sin, make the people know the truth, sin, and when we surviving on the ghetto, man.
To millions of young Ugandans, Bobi Wine was not just an entertainer, he was a voice for the voiceless. In 2017, Bobi Wine shocked the establishment. He ran for the Kyadondo East parliamentary seat and won in a landslide.
You're singing for us the songs, these guys hear them but they can't do nothing. Can you please get there on the floor and speak for us? Almost overnight, he transformed from musician to political heavyweight. By 2019, he had launched the People Power movement, later registered as the National Unity Platform, NUP. The Red Beret became a symbol of resistance. For the regime, a threat. For the youth, a rallying cry. In 2021, Bobi Wine took his boldest step, challenging Museveni for the presidency.
On Monday, police fired tear gas towards Ugandan presidential candidate Bobi Wine and his supporters. On Tuesday, his party reported that a music producer traveling with the pop star politician was wounded in the mouth by a rubber bullet.
Bobi Wine lost that race, alleging fraud, but one fact was undeniable. Museveni had finally met his fiercest challenger in decades. As 2026 approaches, Bobi Wine stands again, but can he really turn popularity into victory? Let's examine his strengths. First is youth power. Uganda's 75% under 30 generation, the Gen Zs, see him as their voice. This is a very critical segment of the population as it forms nearly 80% of the electorate. 2. Central region dominance. Kampala and Uganda remain his fortress.
My name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, otherwise known as Bobi Wine. I'm not a politician, I'm a leader.
He commands the online battlefield, and most importantly, he is a symbol of change.
I'm a freedom fighter and a revolutionary.
But even with these strengths, Bobi Wine still faces certain steep challenges. First, is the state machinery. Museveni's control of the army, police and the electoral commission. Then the rise of General Muhoozi with strong backing from the military elite. Third is weaknesses in western Uganda and the rural areas where NRM remains unshaken. Then limited financing compared to NRM's deep pockets. And finally, internal parties pressure that could test NUP's unity. So, can Bobi Wine actually win in 2026? On paper, the odds look steep, but in politics, numbers are not the only truth. Momentum, energy, and people power have rewritten history before. What is undeniable is this: Bobi Wine is more than a candidate. He's a symbol of hope and the voice of millions who dream of change. Whether that hope translates into victory is a story only February 2026 will tell. From Kamwokya's Ghetto to Parliament and the world stage, Bobi Wine's journey is a fight for Uganda's soul. But what do you think? Can Bobi Wine break Museveni's 40-year grip on power? Or will the system prove too strong again? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into Uganda's 2026 elections, make sure to like, share and subscribe because the road to February is only getting started.